Hey guys, so for the first time in a very long time, this is Sam Frederick, the one and only member of Universal Heat Productions. The 13th Crusade is over. It took 2 years, but it's done. I am still trying to accept that. The first time I felt this way was after finishing Scorched Earth so long ago. So, yeah, this has just been so surreal. This gigantic, huge project that's been such a monstrous part of my life for so long is finally done. I've got no words. It's been such an amazing journey. I've learned so much about animation, so much about myself. It's really just been amazing, you know? And to all you guys who actually stuck around and watched the whole thing, you guys deserve medals for your patience. And, yeah, I really just thank you guys so much. It's been a really crazy ride. And yeah, I guess I should probably start addressing questions at this point about what's next for the channel. So I guess first off I should probably address the elephant in the room, and that is, why did this episode take so long to let out? Okay, well first off, I think in my defense, this final episode was 40 minutes long. Let me say that again. 40 minutes of animation. That takes a while, okay? I think I deserve some credit for that, you know? Like, I mean, Ego Raptor let out what was like 6 or so minutes of animation last year. I did 40, okay? So, but excuses aside, yeah, this should not have taken as long as it did, and pretty much my only excuse is college. I mean, yeah, it's been nuts. I mean, film classes, you know, personal drama. I've actually gotten a lot of jobs recently filming school events and whatnot. So I've been balancing work and class and social life, trying to get sleep, and in the middle of all this, trying to finish up my epic sci-fi series. So I'm just kind of amazed I got it done and didn't give up midway through, because it's been nuts. I've also been taking drawing classes, so hopefully my next project, whatever it is, you guys will be able to see that, because I actually kind of know how to draw now. And for the longest time, I was just kind of winging it when it came to my animation, the backgrounds and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully that'll show. But yeah, regardless, 13th Crusade is over, and yeah, that's pretty nuts. I had to go through a lot of iterations. In case you guys didn't know, I wrote the entirety of the script for the 13th Crusade. I think was it like my senior year of high school, like the last month or so before I graduated, and I recorded all of Charles and Paul's lines, during that time back when I was still in California, before I moved to Minnesota for college, because Ben Levin and Sam Whitefield, who play Charles and Paul, both were high school friends of mine. They were also voice actors in Scorched Earth, so really awesome guys. If you're watching this, you rock. Sorry we don't talk much anymore. But yeah, and I got Zach Raff, Soren Hopkins, and Joss Olson, who voice Augustine, Mike, and Jasper. I recorded all of their lines the first couple of months at Carleton. So, and yeah, just all of the dialogue. So from there, it was really easy for me to just write for me to just animate the show from there, because I didn't have to go back and constantly re-record lines. But because I couldn't, because my voice actors were I had some of them here and some of them there, and the conversations I couldn't change what one person said because then that would change what another person said, and you know, blah 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 blah. So that's why honestly some of the writing on certain parts of the 13th Crusade I'm not terribly proud of because it's reflective of stuff that I wrote when I was a high schooler, and I've become a much better writer since then. But I couldn't really change what I'd written, so. But yeah, regardless, even in spite of that, the final episode of 13th Crusade went through so many different revisions, because although the dialogue stayed the same, as you guys probably noticed, there's not a lot of talking in the last episode. Most of it's fighting or, you know, sort of wordless montage or whatnot. Not a lot is spoken, and I went through a lot of different versions of what was going to happen in there. Let's see, I actually had one version which ended on, I just cut out a lot of the dialogue I had written and had Charles and Paul get caught. I had Augustine beat the crap out of Charles, Paul gets shot, a lot like it does, but then the Leviathan creatures don't come in to save them. They just, Augustine kills Charles, and he, you know, lets Paul live, and he captures him, and Paul realizes that he's essentially become Charles, that, you know, it's sort of a cycle that continues over and over again, and now Paul is just going to live out Charles's life, and the cycle continues. So I actually considered doing that for a while, but I don't know. I guess then I realized that Charles and Paul have been through enough shit. I didn't need to give them any more. I mean, they both get fucking shot, stabbed, beaten up so much in that last episode that I think they kind of deserved a quasi-happy ending. So yeah, I just, I did that. I will say, though, that the one thing, if I had to change about the final episode, was I originally planned for Augustine, to have a very different death and far more awesome. You see, you know, there's that, like, statue of Athena in the center of the library holding that spear, you know, in the book. My plan was to have Charles break the glass on the viewing platform like he does, and then Augustine would fall through, and then he would actually fall and get skewered on the spear at the center of the library. Like, when I designed that library, that's what I had in mind, but somehow I just couldn't make that amazing kill work in the context of that final speech that Charles gives, because it's so kind of splattery and gory and I guess kind of stupidly awesome, and it didn't really work in the sort of somber atmosphere I was working with. So that's the biggest regret I have. It's that I would have loved just to skewer Augustine on you know, the spear of the god representing, you know, knowledge. The symbolism would have just been amazing. But yeah, that'll, you know. I also probably should have gotten some more voice actors to voice the to voice the helmeted soldiers, because they're all me, except for my friend Skylar, who voiced one of the Templars who's chatting over Paul's corpse towards the beginning. I got him to voice him, but yeah, all the other soldiers are me. I probably should have gotten some other guys to voice them, because it's kind of obvious. Although I did use, you know, some pitch shifting here and there. But yeah, regardless, that's the final episode. I guess the next thing I have to ask is, what's next? And to that, I have the amazing, exciting answer of, I have no idea. Not really. I do have some ideas. I don't think I'm going to do another series for a while, just because those take so long. 13th Crusade took so long. And, you know, and also I think I need to start making more short-form stuff, just because I'm getting to that stage where I need to have stuff that I can show people. And people ask me, like, you know, hey, Sam, what can you do? I need to, you know, I need to have a 5-minute clip, you know, a 5-minute self-contained video that I can show them to, show them what I can do, and not like, well, you can check out this 2-hour series that I did, just, right here. That doesn't really work. Yeah, and also, I just have so many ideas right now that going on to one continuous series, working on one idea for a really long time, it kind of feels like I'm just leaving out a lot of other ideas that I'd like to explore. And thirdly, I don't know, I'd really like the opportunity to work on something where, on something shorter, so that I can really, really improve the animation quality, because, the animation throughout the 13th Crusade was pretty inconsistent. I had to do so much animation that I could lavish a lot of attention on some shots, and other shots I just kind of had to slap together and leave going. So I would juxtapose shots like this with shots like this. So, I'd like to do something shorter, something where I can really, focus all my attention on, and, kind of lavish a lot of care on each shot, so the whole thing can look really good. Because, I've been taking some art classes lately, and I've actually submitted a couple of really short, animations, and, they've looked a lot better, than pretty much anything I've done before, just because I can, spend so much time on them and really, like, bring out the details and whatnot. So, yeah. That said, I have been kind of entertaining some ideas of sort of an anthology series. Maybe something where each episode will deal with different characters in a different scenario and sort of a different central concept, but they might take place in the same world, and they might have similar characters, or continuity between each one. So not complete Twilight Zone sort of like separation, but also not like, totally 100% serialized. So yeah, that's one idea I have. I've also been entertaining the idea of maybe doing some I don't know, maybe doing some like top 10 lists, or some reviews of like animated movies or whatnot. I kind of enjoy watching that stuff, so I think it might be fun to try something like that. It also wouldn't take as much time as animating, so I could potentially upload faster. So I don't know, that could just be like an act of hubris, like I want people to see my face and know my opinions and whatnot, but I don't know, it's more that it's just, I like to talk about that kind of stuff, so, I'd like to talk on the internet about it some too. So yeah, I guess we're coming to the end of this update. I don't really have too much else to say. I'd just like to have a closing word. Thank you guys so much, just for everything. Like, your comments and your support really got me through some tough times, and it really helped me push through and finish this monster. So, yeah, just thank you. You're all amazing people. Let's see, I'm not entirely sure of what I'm gonna be doing next. Again, probably some kind of anthology series, shorter form stuff, but hopefully equally awesome, and much prettier, and, just in a shorter space. And, and also maybe some, reviews, top 10 lists, who knows, I'm an idiot. And, yeah, that's what's in the future. So, yeah, just, watch the 13th Crusade again, check me out on, the channel Frederator, which is, the group I'm now part of, and, yeah, have a good day, guys. See you in the next project.